Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip, and today we got a lot of great news to cover. We're going to be talking about a lot of things with CRO Coin, a lot of things going on in the crypto market, including Kraken closing down some of its operations in Japan. We've got some awesome market research out there. We're going to be talking about a lot
presented
of
by
things by Crypto.com. A lot of things going on in the crypto market.
Give me 1 second,
Kraken
folks. We're
closing
having
down
some
some of its
technical
operations in
difficulties here.
Japan.
Give me
1 second. Whoa! Had another video of ours playing here. Look at that. It's live, folks. It's live. I got Blacksea with me. Blacksea, what do you think about that?
We're doing it. We're doing it. It's live. That's what you get. How's it going, guys? Glad to be here. Super excited to give you guys all the CRO information and talk about what's going on.
A lot of great things happening. A lot of crazy things happening. One being the SEC actually had a fella step down on account of being wined and dined by SBF. We're going to get into that, but I do want to dive into some of this market research that's been really cool to see. They came out from Crypto.com that I wanted to share with you guys. So we'll get into some of that. We'll get into some of this content. If you guys haven't done so already, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're doing 4 videos every single day for you. And when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we're going to give away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to 1 lucky subscriber, so do not miss out on that. We're at 6,000 subscribers now, so we are coming up on 10K subs fast. And now, when we hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel, Blacksea, what do the subscribers in this community get?
Oh, yeah. You guys know we're super hyped to give this loaded line away. I think he's about $2,100 at this point. Super, super excited to just give back to the CRO fam community. You guys have been welcoming us with open arms, and we just want to give back. So all you got to do is retweet this, be subscribed, and you could win this loaded line. I'm super excited. Have a loaded line for your newfound main city land.
Check it out at @_crypto report on Twitter. Make sure you do not miss out on that, guys. So let's get into some of the markets. Let's look at some of the things that are going on right now out there in the crypto world. First thing to note, market cap did dip below $800 billion today, but Bitcoin dominance, it's looking pretty strong, guys. Bitcoin is holding its strength compared to the altcoins right now, which is very, very interesting to see. Of course, you know, some coins are holding up better than others. Right now, Kronos is holding up pretty well. Ethereum's showing strength as well at about 18% dominance at $1,200. Binance still below 250, but CRO Coin's been holding pretty darn strong, to be honest with you. I mean, it at just under 6 cents. I mean, I feel like we've been there for a long time. And the one coin I have been seeing, and Blacksea and I have been talking a lot about this coin that's been having some troubles, is Solana. But breaking news, Vitalik Buterin just tweeted about that. Blacksea just found that one on Twitter, so we pulled it into the story for the day. We'll talk more about this and what we think's going on. But real quick, I mean, just looking at the chart, I guess, what do you see right now, Blacksea? I mean, how do you feel about the price action? I mean, is there more downside? Does a tweet by Vitalik Buterin, if it's bullish, change this story at all?
I mean, so don't get me wrong, Solana has a massive black mark on it from being tied to FTX, but, you know, and a lot of the dumping has started to happen since SBF has been out on bail. Imagine that, playing around with his hidden coins, putting it into the forbidden tornado cash and potentially dumping Solana, and it's been pretty bearish. You know, I see some healthy support at about $5, but, you know, I don't even know if I want to say healthy. I mean, but I mean, if you compare to the other altcoins, in reality, it's down just about the same as 90% of the other altcoins. But overall, you know, we are getting a bounce because Vitalik had something nice to say about Solana. But, you know, I'm going to patiently wait and see. I've been really diving into the Solana NFTs almost as a hedge to the Solana price itself.
I'm pretty sure that, like, right here is where Vitalik actually ended up tweeting. So it was about an hour ago. So, you know, it did change this momentum. You know, it's a strong community. Whether or not it dips lower, I'm not really sure at this point. I think there's a lot of fear out there, but it is good to see a nice tweet, which we'll share with you guys in a bit, from Vitalik. I mean, there is certainly a great community there, but right now, in my opinion, nothing's looking stronger than the Kronos community right now. I mean, it's smaller compared to Solana in terms of its NFT ecosystem, at least, but it's growing. I mean, it's growing with such intensity right now, which is fantastic to see. And when it comes to exchanges, I mean, you're looking at Binance and you're looking at your crypto.com when you're looking at some of the most secure exchanges. I mean, KuCoin's still looking fine for now, but there's been a lot of other FUD about Gemini, which we'll talk about here in a second, Kraken, which we'll talk about in a second. Right now, all I see is positive things for Kronos, which is just fantastic to see. And I know that the community is pretty excited. Slay Maven, good to see you in the chat. Red Sox, good to see you. Jessica, everybody out there. Rob Crawford, Let's Crow. I see you. FGRM, good to have you back. Kyle Berry, an OG, good to have you, man. Good to have you guys. Thanks for joining us here today. If you haven't done so already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We got 36 viewers, 13 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. But, hey, Blacksea, I mean, can we get some more likes with some good chart reading here on Kronos? I mean, how do you feel about these charts right now? Are we finally due for the moon or what?
I wish I could give you some more exciting news on Crow right now, but we're just trading sideways, just channel bound between the 10 cents or basically the 9 cent mark and the 5.5 cent. And I will say that we are bouncing off of the support at about 5.5 cents, which is something I really like to see. In my videos, I always talk about what we don't want to be seeing is a grind where we're constantly pushing lower and lower and wicking below the support. But what we are doing is bouncing and retesting, bouncing and retesting, and the bounces each time are getting a little bit larger. And that's something that we want to see. And honestly, I think we're positioned to head up to the upside as long as we don't grind out and break below the 5.5 cent range.
Yeah, I mean, right now, this 4 hourly, we are holding very strong on this 5.5 cent range, which is great to see. It looks like we're coming up a little bit. Some of the large channels out there I've seen are starting to call bottom. You know what? We've been talking about bottom. It feels like this bottom has been with us for a while now, and we're looking for a bullish move to the upside. And if we don't get that, then we can expect another wick down. I don't really know which way we're going to go. I lean bullish for sure, but man, the possibility is there, folks, of a downside. Just
yeah. I would like to say something about that. I think that the bottom, there's a very high chance that we have gotten the bottom. And when we got the peak fear with the FTX and we just capitulated down to the $15,500 range, I think I'd be willing to say there's a 60% chance that was the bottom. I'll say that's not financial advice. We could dip down. There could be another cataclysmic event that's similar to that, but I just don't really see that playing out, to be frank.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell, but meanwhile, it's feeling like we're due. It feels like we're due. I see Slay Maven saying Crow is fire sale right now, and it is ongoing. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Fantastic prices to buy. I mean, guys, if we go back up to $1, it's your 20x right there, a 20x to get back to previous all-time highs, which crypto likes to do. Crypto likes to do that, guys. One thing I wanted to tell you guys before I went back into this. Now, Blacksea and I were talking a little bit about this, but I want to kind of get your take on this. What we noticed is that on CoinMarketCap, if you guys haven't seen this, by the way, I really maybe should have pointed this out to you guys sooner, but do your exploring, dig into this website because it's very important. If you're looking at CoinMarketCap, if you're looking at CoinGecko, they have certain categories. So what we look at every day is the cryptocurrencies by market cap from Bitcoin, down, right? So we typically look at the top 30 coins here, but obviously there's thousands and thousands of cryptos. There's also different smart chains, right? You've got the Binance smart chain, you've got Solana, you've got Kronos, you've got all these different chains, Avalanche, and in CoinMarketCap, they actually even give you categories. There's DeFi projects, there's NFT projects, there's Metaverse projects, Polkadot, Binance Chain, Solana. But notice what's not up here. We do not see Kronos up here. Now, I can understand why they'd have a Binance Smart Chain tab because it's, Binance BNB is the number 5 coin. But what I don't understand is why you've got, Polkadot, why you've got Solana up here, and you don't have Crow, okay? Because yes, Polkadot's over here. It's number 13. Yes, you can also see Avalanche sitting at number 18. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, when we look at total value locked up, when we look at the most relevant chains here, Kronos is in the top 9. Now, I don't even see Polkadot up here. I don't even see Polkadot up here for a second. I don't understand why they wouldn't have that as a category. And I'm going to make a prediction here, and I'm going to say in the future, guys, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. There is an opportunity for a Kronos tab to come popping up here. That being said, maybe not. Why? Because Binance actually has ownership of CoinMarketCap. But Blacksea, I mean, what do you think about this? Do you think they're going to expand these categories? Do you think that these will be changing? Do you think they'll keep these? Do you think if Solana does not come back, they'll pull it off and put something else in there?
Well, I was just about to make a joke. I mean, if Solana does collapse, I'm sure that will get erased off of there. But, I think you got to pay to play. That's the name of the game, unfortunately, with a lot of these things. Crypto.com pays a lot of money in marketing. I mean, we have a stadium, the FIFA World Cup marketing, all that. But maybe they haven't paid their dues to CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting, and I'll say this too. CoinGecko is another big exchange, another big spot to check out what the prices are. And they've got this going on too. What they've actually highlighted here is the Solana ecosystem most, which is very, very interesting that they have that up there right now. But what I've also noticed is that when you look at the way they list crypto exchanges, Crypto.com has been climbing in terms of rank on this exchange. But when you look at CoinMarketCap as well for this, CoinMarketCap does not like to rank Crypto.com more favorably. So it's very interesting because you can see here Crypto.com is ranked number 11 on CoinMarketCap, which is just very interesting. It goes back to that pay-to-play thing, and it also goes back to Binance owns this. And look, here they are, number 1. Kraken, number 3.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. It's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. But I want to share that information with the community. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that one right there. CMC is bought, not earned. Yeah, it seems to be. It seems to be, Slay Maven. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I mean, Kronos chain is number 9 right now in total value locked up. And I did make a prediction in my video yesterday. I do believe that Kronos can, should, and will flip Phantom one day. And honestly, I picture Kronos in the top 5 here in terms of total value locked up when it comes to chains. Let me know what you guys think in the chat box while we're doing the stream here. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go.
I would like to say something about that as well.
Yeah.
About the total value locked up for Kronos. I don't see why it couldn't be with the fees. And basically, like when I compare the gas fees on Ethereum to Kronos, I don't see, as long as our marketing stays where it's at and it keeps growing, why not? And, I think something that will really help with this is when the U.S. exchange for CDC, the exchange 3.0, finally gets released in the U.S. I think that will seriously really, really help with building out the DeFi space for Kronos.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I saw that you tweeted that out the other day, which was a fantastic point. Guys, yes, there is a Crypto.com exchange that is out there and it exists. And yeah, I'm not talking about the app on your iPhone, which is great. And I'm not talking about the DeFi app. I'm talking about an exchange kind of like a Binance, a Poloniex, a real exchange where you can actually do limit orders and all those different types of orders. You can access derivatives and these types of things. You can't currently do that if you live in the US and you want to access Crypto.com. You can't access it. There's a great new exchange, Crypto.com 3.0 exchange. We can't access it, but when we can, I think you got a great point there, Blacksea. I mean, I think that's going to increase the popularity of this. And yeah, I mean, I don't see why Kronos couldn't get stronger, because you made a great point there too. Solana is popular, A, because it's cheap, and B, because the community is super strong. Well, hey, we got the strong community on Kronos, and we're trying to get stronger here and get to the level that Solana's at with community. But B, we're cheap. We're cheap just like that. And now you can see total value locked up. We're bigger than Solana, which is so crazy. So great points there, man. I mean, really great points. And a lot more is to come. One thing, too, that Crypto.com and Kronos has right now going for it that I'm not seeing as much of on Solana and some of these other projects is this metaverse that's coming out. Ethereum, clearly a lot going on there. I've seen some other cool ones. A lot of people are talking about Illuvium and some of these other projects. But this Crypto.com land has been pretty exciting. And guys, I put it in the thumbnail because it's true. There is a big new announcement coming out very soon. We'll talk about where I got that information from in a second, but it's coming. But before I do that, I wanted to show you guys, kind of give you an update on where we're at with these floor prices. Now, Blacksea, you bought a Molten Cavern the other day, right?
Yes, sir. I bought it for about $965, I believe. So just a little bit over the floor price right now.
Still holding pretty strong, though. I mean, it's right there. It's right in that range. I've been seeing this at about $1,000, give or take $100 on either side. So all in all, great price to buy out, really. I think these things are going to get bought up here over time. I really think that the floor price on these things is due to climb. I'm curious what you guys think in the chat, so please let us know your thoughts there. But I ended up buying a blockchain because I got 26 plots of land in the pre-sale, but I actually didn't end up being able to mint a blockchain, unfortunately. So I had to buy one on the aftermarket. I was looking at them at $3,200, and then the price went up overnight, and I ended up buying it at $4,700. So I overpaid for it for the time being, but am I worried about that? No, I'm not. I feel really good about it. I do think that these blockchains, there's only 250 of them. I think they are very rare. They're hard to get. They're 1% chance that you would have minted one. And I think the floor price is going to go up on these as well as, all these. But the floors are low right now, in my opinion. And another thing I wanted to point out that a friend showed me today, which was very interesting, is if anybody knows in the chat why this would be, it looks like there have been some Crimson Dunes that have been burnt, Auroras, Lagoons, even a Molten Cavern. There should be 15,000 right here. There's only 14,999. There should be 6,250, only 6,248 on here. So this is very interesting. I've actually heard some rumors that folks tried to move these plots of land to another wallet and accidentally burned them potentially. Do you think there's any truth to that, or do you think that this is too soon to tell?
I think that there's definitely a good chance that it happens. I mean, just think about like all of the Bitcoin that's been lost just from people that that's the beauty and the double-edged sword of decentralized currencies, because you can mess up, you can lose some money, you could put the wrong character in and it goes somewhere else, but that's the price you pay for decentralized currency and decentralized digital collectibles and assets. But, I'm not really worried about the floor price at all, what you were saying that, because, right now, when it comes to NFTs, I think that in the bull market, if you guys were around when the NFT bull market, the true NFT bull market was going on, the frenzy that was behind that, guys, like buying right now is just an incredible opportunity if you truly believe in the project. And yep. The hype behind Metaverse a year or so ago, I mean, like Facebook changed their name to Meta. Yep. I mean, it definitely didn't work out for them, but I'll tell you what, there's still a lot of opportunity that could morph into in the coming years. I really think there's a lot of opportunity talking about digital real estate and collectibles.
Totally agree, and we've got some great metrics to show it, guys, here. I'm going to show you in a second, but before I get into some of that really great market research that Crypto.com is doing that totally backs up your point, Blacksea. I want to share this with you guys. A lot of people are wondering, well, what comes next for this land sale? Guys, smash up the like button for this. This is awesome to see. So I was in the Loaded Lions Discord today, and I saw an update from one of the mods in the chat, and this is Shane. Shout out to Shane at Crypto.com NFT. Said, replying to one of the folks in the community, hey, there will be more updates coming shortly, along with a write-up around the mint and reveal directly from their team. We are certainly trying to avoid anything that happened. We certainly aren't trying to avoid anything that happened, and we'll be addressing the concerns to the community. A lot of people were very excited about this, but really great to see this is an update. So you can expect on Twitter, on this channel here, follow us at the Crypto Report, both on Twitter and here on YouTube at our YouTube channel. We will keep you up to date with this update because these are coming in the Discord and on Twitter first, and we will bring it to the community as soon as possible. But hopefully, this brings more excitement to this project and brings those floor prices up for anybody that did get a chance to grab some land and is looking to sell that, hopefully for some profit. But hey, if you're out there and you didn't get some land yet, prices are looking low. Who knows? This news might drive it up. Do you think that an event like this would drive it up?
I was going to say, the most important part with a NFT project, I would say, I know it sounds crazy, but I think that the number one most important part about NFT projects and raising the floor price is not saying all the information at once. It's always keeping the hype just tantalizingly close, and you want to know what's coming next. Guys, there's an announcement coming up. Oh, I better buy some up because the prices are going to go up when they release this crazy announcement. The announcement comes out, the floor price drops down a little bit. Then they say, hey, guys, there's another announcement coming up. That's the best way for a NFT project to be successful, in my personal opinion. I mean, obviously they need to deliver with utility, but it's not all about the utility. It's just human psychology. It's a shame that it has to be that way, but it is that way.
Yep. Everybody's waiting for the news. And that's why these bear markets can be so brutal, because it seems like there's no news, because nobody's excited. There's no hype. And so you're not getting all these articles about Bitcoin going to $1 million. This is the same thing with NFTs or with these coins. It's all the same. And I think one of the reasons, if you're looking for a reason, like why hasn't crypto.com come out with anything and any news on this? They've got to have some news. They've got plans for the game, don't they? Certainly. But I'll say this. I think with all the chaos that they had from this fallout that they had with this sale, they're trying to come up with a story to address the concerns that the community has about how the mint went, and they're going to make sure they address that properly first before they unveil the next step for this project, is what I'm thinking. So I think this is smart. All things considered, I think this is smart. They want to do things right, and I think this is a good move in order to do that. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, folks. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. Texas Crypto, good to see you in the chat, man. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Good to have you with us today. See you saying hi to Slay Maven, the boss mod in the chat. Good to have you guys. Man, but here's an article that could get you fired up, could get you excited for what's to come from this. People need to be held accountable. I mean, what happened with FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried was out of control, clearly. And now it came out that a top regulator, a fella at the SEC named Dan Berkowitz, the general counsel at the SEC, he came out, and it came out he was wined and dined by Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, look, guys, we know that Sam Bankman-Fried was getting together with Gary Gensler, getting together with the SEC, getting together with politicians, paying for politicians' campaigns, buying himself some favors. We know this. But now, very clear proof came out about this wine and dine situation between this top regulator at the SEC. But guys, don't get me wrong. Like, this is cool to see, but this is the tip of an iceberg. This is the tip of an iceberg. This is not about a man who got a glass of wine and a steak from SBF, and they're coming after him for a glass of wine and a steak. Wine and dined ain't just a steak and some wine. We're talking about a lot more that's coming from this, and it's going to be very interesting to see who else is involved in this. Gary Gensler, it's looking more and more like his hands are tied into this. And one thing I'll also show you guys, very excited to show you guys this little bit right here. Check this clip out where Maxine Waters actually blows a kiss at Sam Bankman-Fried. This is how friendly. This is true. I told you guys we had this video. I'm pulling this video up for you guys today. Check this out.
From a prior testimony, look at that. That's the guardian of your financial services, House Financial Services chair right there, guardian of your financial services world right there, blowing kisses.
Bye, Sam. Love you. Thanks for the money, pal. Thanks for the money. So you know what Sam's doing? He's on his way. Blacksea, he's on his way to dinner with Gary Gensler and the SEC. He must be. That's where he's going.
I have to say, wined and dined is another word for bribery.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. I mean, when it comes down to it, hey, let's go out to dinner. Let's talk. I'm in this crypto thing, and you're the regulator. Hey, I think you guys could really use some more funding. I think it'd be awesome if I could help you out. I really like what you're doing. I'll give you $1 billion. How does that sound? And then the next thing you know, they're best friends. The next thing you know, you get away with fraud.
Yep, and it's not like cash money over the table, right? It's through these lobbying firms, it's through these backdoor channels, it's through this guy, that guy, this corporation, this foundation. Because remember, Sam Bankman-Fried wanted to give all his money away to the poor. I mean, he's he's a philanthropist, you know? I mean, wow, what a good guy, good heart. Now he's going to jail, going to get a life sentence. And now the SEC officials are stepping down. I mean, it's so clear. This is proven bribery. It's going on in our government, in one of the top regulating bodies in the world. I mean, the SEC, guys, the SEC. Very crazy to see. Blowing a kiss to Sam Bankman-Fried, Maxine Waters. Guys, smash up the like button if you think this is crazy, all right? Because it is. It's just crazy. But some good news. Some good news, actually. I think, Blacksea, you tweeted this one out earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, MicroStrategy, people definitely have some bad news to say about, even though he's buying, and it's actually really good to see Michael Saylor buying. He was quiet for a while. He definitely was quiet for a while, and it's awesome to see them averaging their price down. I believe that their average Bitcoin price is like $30,000 right now, which is pretty good. And averaging down just nice little nibble of 2,500 Bitcoins is pretty crazy. But I think it's pretty wild how people have stuff to complain about, because also he sold 700 Bitcoin for tax loss harvesting before he purchased these Bitcoins. And people just want to focus on, this man sold some of his Bitcoin, he's capitulating. It's like, no, he sold a portion, then bought more than double of it a month later.
It's smart. You got to tax loss harvest, guys. If you don't tax loss, now look, I'm not saying it's smart to sell your crypto. It's smart to sell your crypto at the right time. That's what I'm saying. If you're really profitable, if you've 100x your money, you best be taking some profits, folks. That's not financial advice, but come on, we best be taking some profits. You get some 100x. If you guys are and some losses, right? If you have an average buy-in price of Bitcoin at $30,000 and you have millions, if not billions of dollars invested in an asset, and there's a significant losses, what a great tax harvest loss write-off that'll be for you guys. He did the smart thing here. He bought back in. But what a lot of people are freaking out about, which blows my mind. Now, some people are excited, right? Michael Saylor, you are a rock star. Your mission, Jim, people are super excited about it. But there's others out there that are getting in these chats and saying the opposite, right? They don't really like Michael Saylor's move here. And they think that it's actually a threat and that it's a risk that Michael Saylor is buying too much Bitcoin, that it's going to make Bitcoin centralized. Like, he can't buy that much Bitcoin to make Bitcoin centralized. And, I think it's silly that they're attacking him for buying Bitcoin. It's super silly that people that love Bitcoin would attack Michael Saylor for buying Bitcoin. He's pumping your bags, guys. So it helps. It helps. You want to see it. But the real thing here is, if people wanted to complain about Michael Saylor, I'd understand if they came at him from a different angle. Don't come at him from an angle of he's buying too much Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be centralized because of him. Maybe you come at him from the angle of, why is he attacking Ethereum and some of these altcoins and calling them securities and saying the governments and the regulators should crush them with regulation? That's the thing you want to come at Michael Saylor for, maybe, if you want to come at him at all. I do think it's irresponsible. He's talking bad about some of these other coins just to kind of protect his asset, which is Bitcoin. Blacksea, do you see some of this? I mean, what are your thoughts on Michael Saylor and altcoins?
I think it's kind of interesting. That kind of made me think about how Peter Schiff talks so bad about Bitcoin just to pump gold because his bags are gold. It's kind of, honestly, like, Michael Saylor is almost like the Peter Schiff of Bitcoin. And but maybe that's, you guys will be a little bit salty about.
I liked that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, but if you're gonna complain about Michael Saylor buying more Bitcoin, then maybe you should just buy more Bitcoin.
There you go.
If you're worried about being too centralized, then maybe you should just buy it. Don't complain. I think that article is very confusing. Like, why would you take that approach? I don't know. It's quite. You're looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's like they're trying to start I think also, I don't know how much truth there is to this. I'm sure there's a couple people that are salty, but it doesn't matter what you do. You could flip a coin, right? And it's heads, and people will tweet at you being like, it should have been tails. How dare you? That's the world we live in. There's always going to be somebody on the other side that, wants to kind of complain about, whatever you're doing, whether you're going after your dream or whether you're taking the opposite approach to them. People want to argue, and I think that's all you got going on right now. I think overall his buy is good, but man, I actually really love your comparison, Blacksea, of Michael Saylor, the Peter Schiff of Bitcoin. Anything else is stupid. Gold's the best, like it's the same kind of thought. And we were talking a little bit about this. Michael Saylor is like the crypto lord right now, right? But it's just very, very interesting to see when he talks. I mean, it seems like he always says the same thing over and over again, and they're great points. But he's a true Bitcoin maxi, and he's got a good reason. Bitcoin's valuable, but I'd like to see him talk a little bit more favorably about some of these altcoins. Maybe you could shout out Kronos. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Smash up the like button if you guys agree with that one. I see we got 63 viewers in the chat. If you guys, by the way, have any questions throughout this stream, feel free. Please leave us a super chat. All the support we appreciate and love, and we would love to answer any of your questions that you guys have. Leave us a super chat. Put it in the chat. Whatever works, but we'll try to get to all your questions here throughout the stream as we get through some of the stories. But I did want to give you guys another update here on the loaded Lions as, I got a couple friends, hint, 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 that are looking to buy some loaded Lions, but I just, when are we buying more loaded Lions,
All right. I'm gonna buy some more low Lions so that we can just give them away to the community because we just love, we're the, crypto, we're Mr. Beast of crypto, okay? We're going to just give away all the little lines. I'm going to buy some more. We're going to do more giveaways. It's going to be great.
The Mr. Beast of crypto. It's done. We're trying to do more giveaways, guys. We're really excited to be giving away this loaded lion. I love that. Blacksea loves giving away to the community so much that he's going to buy loaded lions to give to you guys instead of having one for himself. You're going to get one, though, right? At some point.
Oh, of course.
Because we're rocking in this land. We got a blockchain. We got a couple molten caverns in the squad here. We're going to build some kind of empire, but we're going to bring the community in. We're going to bring these crypto reporters in. Slay Maven, you're going to be like, you're going to be there. We're going to have like a throne for you. Slay Maven, one of the mods in the chat. I just appreciate all the support from you guys. And if we can get everybody in the land, if it's how it works, if you can invite people into your land, we want everybody in the chat and the land, all the crypto reporters out there to join us. But if you are looking to get a loaded line, I want to share with you guys, the prices are pretty darn good right now. I mean, we're looking at a $1,688 floor price right now for Lions, so that's pretty decent. And I will say this, and I almost don't even want to show you guys because I want one of these so bad, but we gotta, because this is what we do. We gotta show you guys all the details. This is such good info right here. I'm telling you. I've been looking at these crypto.com chain gang Lions. These are so cool, in my opinion. The chain gang is very strong. Guys, the floor price on these chain gangs right now is very low. There's a couple really nicely priced chain gangs. In my opinion, I've seen them at $3,000 to $3,500 and even up. Looks like those came down a little bit. I personally have a Viking helmet Lion, and those are still kind of sitting right around the, let's see here, 2,000 range. You got 2,700. So I bought mine at about 2,400. He's also got a suit on, so he's a little bit more valuable than some of these floors just because the suits are a little more rare. But all things considered, these are holding price pretty well, but some of these floor Lions looking pretty affordable right now. I have a friend looking to get one for $1,500. I hope he can do it. But these floor prices look pretty low from what I've seen. Blacksea, you think these got more downside, or you think you're looking to scoop one? Or
I'm going to say this, like what I was saying earlier about how NFT projects need to keep hype going to keep the floor price up. I think when we hear an announcement about the land, the floor price is going to start moving a lot closer to the $2,000 mark again. So I think that right now is probably a great buying opportunity for these.
Yep, I really think so too. Very excited to see what else comes with these loaded Lions. And I do believe this, that when the announcement comes and when we actually do end up having these loaded Lions and the Crypto.com land coming out with another announcement, and they talk a little bit more about what they're going to do with this land sale, I think that that's going to be absolutely huge. I think that's going to be I think that'll pump up the prices for this stuff. I really do. I think that the loaded Lions will find, a higher floor price, given that these announcements are coming, folks. So keep an eye on these Lions. I think it's very, very interesting to do, especially if you're looking to buy one. So check that out. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys, wanted to get into with the team here. What are your guys' thoughts here on Solana? I want to see it in the chat. I want you guys to share that with us in the chat. Your thoughts on Solana. Because here was a very interesting tweet that came out today. Magic Eden tweeted, "We're here to stay and build on Solana." Magic Eden is one of the largest platforms to buy and sell NFTs at. I think it is the largest on Solana. They're not going anywhere. Now, recently, D-Gods and Blacksea, I'll get to you here in a second. I know you got a D-God. I want to get your take on this. They left Solana. They fled Solana. They're moving to the Ethereum ecosystem. So did the Utes, which were the second biggest, I want to say, out Solana, that are moving to the Polygon network. But Magic Eden is here to stay. They say Solana NFTs have unparalleled builders. Famous Fox Fed and Blocksmith Labs being among the best. Solana is the chain with over 100 billion transactions, which is a crazy number. Solana has the best and loudest community. Don't fade, Solana, Anon. So this is a heck of a tweet. Another thing that came out, Blacksea shouted this one out before we started the stream. Had to pull this one in too. Vitalik came out in defense and supporting this tweet, basically, that Magic Eden put out. Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, tweeting, "Some smart people tell me there is an earnest, smart developer community in Solana. And now that the awful opportunistic money people have been washed out, aka SBF and the cronies and a lot of venture capitalists that were coming in for potentially the wrong intentions, the chain has a bright future. Hard for me to tell from the outside, but I hope the community gets its fair chance to thrive. I certainly too. And it's so good to see that he is supporting this statement that Solana NFTs have unparalleled builders. Blacksea, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I definitely am a little bit worried about the Solana price. However, I do believe that a lot of the NFTs in the Solana ecosystem will succeed, and if worse comes to worse, they probably will just follow in DeGod's steps and bridge over to, say, Ethereum or some other chain. And to be frank, I definitely have a few thousand Solana. I am prepared to go on a little shopping spree and probably dump my bags of Solana into Solana NFTs. That will show that basically I'm putting my money where my mouth is here, guys. I really am going to start buying some more Solana NFTs, probably a few thousand Solana worth, and I'll share them with you guys over on Twitter and on the stream. So hopefully Solana doesn't go to zero.
There you go. So you heard it here, guys. If you're scared about Solana, you got a lot of soul. Blacksea is going to take a different approach here. Since we do see these Solana NFTs holding their value well, he's going into the NFTs, it seems. And so I got to say, I agree with you here in this position. I'm not trying to FUD people and scare people out of holding Solana, but I agree with you. If I was holding a bunch of SOL right now, I'd be looking at this. I'd be biting my fingernails a little bit, but I'd also have hope because, look at these statements, guys. These are big statements. And when you got Vitalik Buterin coming out and saying that there's an earnest, smart developer community in Solana and that he hopes that they get his fair chance to thrive and survive, I really think that there still is a future for it. Meanwhile, maybe there's just going to be a lot of pain, unfortunately, for this bear market. It's going to be interesting to see, but I support you, Blacks. I like your moves. I'm curious what you guys think out in the chat. I see Craig, you hear Solana is great, but looking at the Kronos ecosystem, you think it's a little easier to use because the DeFi wallet. The DeFi wallet, I got to say, is very seamless, Craig, and I personally prefer the Kronos chain, but I've used it a lot more than I have Solana. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have used Solana a lot more than they've used Kronos, and they like it a little bit more. At the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, and until you try out each ecosystem, you can't really make a fair assessment of each ecosystem. So I really do make a recommendation to you. Do you guys want to know how great Kronos is? Do you want to know how good the Kronos chain is? The best way for you to assess that, besides tuning into the Crypto Report, staying up to date with all the latest news on all the dApps, DEXs, everything going on Kronos, with the ecosystem, with the metaverse and the NFTs, you got to go into some of these other ecosystems and you got to dabble with some of that too, just to get your bearings of what's really better, right? If you're doing research on whether you want to buy this blender or the other blender, you got to do research on both. You can't just research one. You got to look at kind of all sides here to really choose, what is the best. But big words from Vitalik here. So do you agree with me, Blacksea? I know we've dabbled both in a couple, and we still got more dabbling to do in Kronos and in many more ecosystems. But I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
Yeah, I think right now it's the perfect time to be doing this, to be exploring the different ecosystems. And actually, it's really easy to just listen to influencers like Crypto Kip and I and whoever else your favorite crypto YouTuber is. And it's really easy to listen to them and for them to say, buy this coin. You go, okay. But when you're in the bear market, that's really a great time to actually use the technology, go in there and just explore, spend a couple $100 and just see what's going on. See if you like the project. Is it easy? Do you think that people will be able to, if the project is scalable, will more people be able to use it? And just explore yourself. I personally think that the Solana ecosystem, that it's like using an iPhone app. It's extremely seamless. I like using the Kronos DeFi wallet as well. I think that's pretty good. Yep. I think there's some things that both of them could do better. It's as simple as that. But you got to go in there yourself and explore. Don't just listen to what people tell you. Oh, this coin's good. This coin's good. Why don't you just go in there and actually try the technology, and you'll start to get a better look. And honestly, that's a good way to stay kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to investing come next crypto bull market.
Yep, this is the time to build, guys, and it's the time to build your wealth of knowledge. And what we'll try to do more on the channel, in my videos, I really do want to start sharing with you guys actually getting into some of these dApps and actually getting into some of these DEXs and showing you guys what the heck is a VVS miner mole and what is this, this VVS Tamagotchi style game that they launched. What is the Board Candy NFT and what is the gamification that they're doing in the Kronos ecosystem as well, because there's a lot going on there, a lot going on and a lot to cover. In the meantime, though, as strong as we are about CRO and Crypto.com, Winklevoss twins are in trouble right now, sued by Gemini investors over $900 million crypto crisis. Digging a little bit more on this, they're in hot water, guys. Remember, these are the guys that lost Facebook to Mark Zuckerberg, and they're hanging on to Gemini as hard as they can right now. They are not declaring bankruptcy. They do not want to do it. And right now there's a class action lawsuit against them, and it's probably because they didn't declare bankruptcy, basically. But why is this happening? Well, Gemini is getting sued by investors because of this Gemini Earn program. We all heard about Genesis, which was the Gemini Earn program, essentially. And what's going on is the platform abruptly halted its Gemini Earn program in November, effectively wiping out investors who still had holdings, according to a court filing. You can see Crypto Wendy O coming on here talking a little bit about it with CoinDesk TV, but this is a big story, and this is more. This is more FTX fallout, guys. What happens here with Gemini, I don't really know, but it's just definitely not a good look for Gemini. Meanwhile, the Winklevoss twins are trying to hang on. They're going through this class action lawsuit. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. But, I don't understand how this could keep happening. It shows you Gemini may have potentially not been so good with their funds, right? Were they holding 1-to-1 ratio like Crypto.com?
Yeah, I think that I was talking to you earlier, Crypto Kip, and I was saying, where is all this money going? Where is all this money going? You got the traditional market tanking so hard, literally trillions of dollars getting wiped out of the traditional market. You got billions and billions of dollars getting ripped out of the crypto market. It's just like, where is this money going, guys? It's really curious because, obviously in the crypto space, it just goes to show that a lot of these guys are not playing the game the right way. They're not in the fair way, and basically, mishandling user funds. I think that's what it really comes down to. And a lot of them are probably over leveraged as well, which is pretty scary. And when the Federal Reserve keeps pumping up these interest rates, it gets very, very difficult for these huge companies to maintain that. Because if they have these loans out and it's not a fixed rate loan, and the loan interest rates keep going up because the banks are going to be taking the heat from the interest rate. Okay, you think that, right? But no, what they're going to do is they're going to put that heat onto you, and they're going to put it onto these businesses, and so you and I have to take the heat of these interest rates to pay the bank, to pay the Federal Reserve. And honestly, I think there's a lot of big companies that if they weren't very, very conservative with their handling of funds and income, they're going to be in serious trouble.
Yep. I still think there's a a lot more to come with these crypto exchanges, but it's just definitely a very suspect thing. Where is all the money going? I mean, I'll tell you this. We saw Sam Bankman-Fried at least funneling some of that money into real estate, but that's just a piece of the pie. I just don't know what happened with these guys. The only thing I could think of for the Winklevoss twins is that they just must have not held a 1-to-1 ratio. And as these crypto losses came and people wanted to take their funds out, they just didn't have the funds to do it because they were never 1-to-1. Now they're getting sued over it, and we'll see what they have to liquidate in order to sustain this. It'll be very, very interesting to see how this one unfolds. And are the Winklevoss twins now going to lose, just like they lost Facebook to Zuckerberg? Are they going to lose Gemini to somebody else now because they didn't do this proper?
One big loss per brother.
Brutal. Two of the biggest things here. Man, just I feel bad for them, but you know what? They should have done it. Maybe they could have done it better. I don't know. More to come on that. Clearly problems with that lawsuit, but bullish information. Fiji, a small country, a very small country. Matter of fact, look how small, but a country nonetheless, did adopt Bitcoin allegedly adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, as they did elect a Bitcoin prime minister recently who is pro-Bitcoin, which is very, very cool. So this is just good to see. Just a little bit of bullish, news. Anything where there's crypto adoption going on in a country, we're feeling good about here. I mean, we've seen it with Brazil's getting a little bit more into it, but I don't think they've fully made it legal tender yet. We've seen it with Salvador, has certainly done it, and other countries as well. So a lot of great things happening with this, which we like to see during a bear market. Who knows? You think US of A will ever do this? Do you think that's possible?
I mean, if that does happen, that's the green light. Well, you know what? When we're talking about green lights, I think what really our green light will be is when we finally get that spot ETF approval in the United States.
Yep.
I think when that happens, that'll be the main green light. And Bitcoin being legal tender in the United States, I think it's going to take some time, definitely. But I think there's a possibility.
I think that spot ETF is going to be a symptom of the green light. I think that for me, the real green light is when the regulation passes and that hits. I think that's going to be the first green light. And then when that ETF comes, if you're getting in after the ETF, then you probably still wouldn't be too late, but you'd rather be ahead of that ETF, in my opinion. If you were trying to buy Bitcoin and you're trying to buy crypto and you're looking at it, I really hope you get in before the ETF if you were me. That's how I feel about it,
Yeah, I totally see where you're going with that. I mean, I think that if we can you got Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, right? They've been applying for these spot ETFs over and over and over again, and now they're actually suing the SEC because they're saying there's malpractice with the SEC.
Who are they suing?
I mean, the Grayscale Bitcoin is suing the SEC.
The SEC, but they're a perfect entity of the government. Why would we sue them? It's not like they're whining and dining crooks, international crooks here or anything. Guys, everybody is in on it except for you and me. That's just how it is. It's this power system with the SEC. The people want to launch a Bitcoin Grayscale trust. They want to launch their own ETF. They cannot do it. They cannot do it because the SEC, the crooked SEC, is stopping them as well. And they're going to court about it. And that's exactly what we want to see happen. Very curious to see how all that plays out with them as well. But I do think regulation will be coming. And then as soon as that comes, I predict that ETF will be coming in very short order. Because at that point, what else can the SEC do? And at this point, the SEC is losing all its credibility. But I want to share this with you guys. Crypto exchange Kraken is going to stop its operations in Japan. Now, this is a little bit bearish. They clearly could have organized themselves a little more in a strength position to survive this bear market. I mean, maybe they don't have the funds to sustain this. That's basically what they report here in this article from Reuters. They just don't have the funds to keep their operation up in Japan. And look, Kraken's fine. It's still sticking around. They have to let go of some of that. But this isn't so great for Kraken, and this isn't so great for Gemini. Meanwhile, you see all the Binance FUD, and then Crypto.com is just not really getting fudded at all right now, which is fantastic. We almost had that bank run after the FTX collapse, but we didn't. We survived it. We survived the worst thing that could have happened to us. And now we're looking real pretty. I mean, look at all this other bad news that's coming about all these other exchanges. Just I'm not celebrating that, but I am going to point and say, hey, crypto.com is looking mighty strong. Crypto.com is reporting on a lot of really cool analytical data, some research. One piece of this research they showed is that crypto owners may double in 2023. Now, I found this on crypto.com's website where they show all these different graphs, and they're going to do a full-on year review of 2022 and looking in to 2023 ahead. I suggest that you guys read this entire thing, guys. It is very educational, but I'm going to show you guys a couple pieces about it, talk a little bit about GDP and inflation and growth. They talk a little bit about the crypto market cycles, which, guys, see this green line right here? That's where we're going. We're going up and to the right. Over time, we'll have cycles, but they show, there are approximately 4-year cycles here for crypto, leading off the Bitcoin app, just like we talk about. They show it with analytics here, which is fantastic to see. And then this one, this is such a great one, showing Crypto.com proving the energy consumption for crypto is going down way big. This is specifically for Ethereum versus other industries. They don't include the banking system in here, right? You don't see the banks. You see YouTube electricity, gold mining electricity. Peter Schiff, let's talk about this one. Gold mining electricity is way up. ETH proof of stake electricity, fractional. ETH proof of work was pretty decent, but even the proof of work is still less than gold mining. Netflix used more energy than ETH proof of work. Now, ETH proof of stake uses hardly anything. This is a bullish narrative.
Yeah, I love looking at these charts. It's really fascinating. It kind of just goes to show you all those fuddy-duddy articles about energy consumption from Bitcoin mining, from Ethereum, and all that. It's just fake. It's just fake. I mean, when you compare it to like the other things that really we don't really need, it's literally nothing. It's nothing. It's literally nothing.
It is nothing. But look, I mean, here's some research. Is anybody else reporting on this research besides, the crypto.com website? No, YouTubers report on it and the crypto exchanges report on it themselves. But meanwhile, the mainstream media will not talk about it. UCME in the chat. Yo, love your amazing content. Been watching since the start. Thank you so much. Watching the channel grow. Looking forward to 100K. You got over 100K subs. They want us to get to 100K subs. Man, Blacksea, what kind of giveaway can we do for 100K subs for the channel?
Oh, man. I got to think about that one, definitely. Maybe... I don't even want to say it.
I know what you almost wanted to say, but we'll have to talk about that one.
We'll have to think about that one. But there's tons of giveaways to come, guys. I love giving. I love giving back to you guys. I love the community we're building. I'm super excited about this, guys.
Yeah, we love this community. It's absolutely fantastic. But we do have 67 viewers in the chat. By the way, if you guys don't know how to hit the like button, if you're watching on your mobile device, if you want to hit the like button and show some love, all you got to do is X out of the chat, I believe, and then go hit the like button, and then you can get back into the chat. Little birdie gave me that tip earlier today, so make sure you do that. And do leave some questions for us, but we're going to go over a little bit more of these analytics. So this was another really great piece that I did see here in this research, and please read all this, guys. Get into the details here, but I'm giving you a quick overview. But what you can see here is that there's a flow here between the centralized exchanges and the DEXs and how popular they are. As you can see, in December of 2021, 18% of trading volume, spot trading volume happened on DEXs versus 82% on centralized exchanges. And then in May, we were at 17%, but it fluctuates here. Now, we shrunk here in September and October at the worst of this bear market, but we're coming back here. And I personally anticipate, and they talk about it in this, they expect this to grow. The growing adoption of non-custodial wallets like Crypto.com DeFi, users are showing an inclination towards having full control of their funds. We're seeing record outflows from the centralized exchanges, guys. People want to hold their own crypto, hold their own wallets. Blacksea, I mean, what percentage? We're going to give a wild prediction here. I want to give one too. What do you think? I mean, you think we can get to 20%, 25% here for DEXs, or?
Definitely, I will say this, that bear markets, or let me rephrase that. DeFi is for bear markets. When the bear markets come, if you want to make money in cryptocurrency, it's in DeFi. So, I mean, honestly, we'll totally get higher. I mean, it's showing 2021. I really would have liked to see this chart kind of even go further back. I don't know if they have had the data for that, but like in 2018, 2019, I really would like to see the data for that because bear markets are for DeFi and DeFi are for bear markets. I mean, I think there's 25% chance or 25%. I think that I'll pull that number out. I'll say that.
Yep. It's surprising too to see that actually the DeFi was a little bit weaker here during this, because DeFi is great for a bear market, because if you're trying to go into a liquidity pool, and you're doing a trading pair of one thing to another, these markets are just trading sideways right now. They're just trading sideways. And so your risk of impermanent loss is way down right now. We talked about this in another stream the other day. So really, I mean, these should be even bigger, but over time, no doubt, these should grow. People are scared of centralized exchanges clearly right now, and there's a big move towards DeFi and holding your own custody, which is great to see. A lot of great things in here.
Kip, I got to say something about that as well. I've been thinking about how when all this FTX debacle was going down, all these people were moving their funds to ledgers and off the chains to private custody.
Yep.
This is a thing to think about. I don't want this to happen, but this is a thing that could happen. Think about all those coins that went offline that potentially are going to get lost. People might pass away, God forbid, or people might lose their keys. I think that this could create kind of a larger crunch on the overall stock, because I think that there's a good chance that a lot of this gets misplaced.
Unintentional burning of tokens. I don't want that to happen to anybody. Guys, if you moved your funds, which good for you if you did, and I think it's a good idea to have self-custody at least to a certain extent with your portfolio. I think it's good to keep some on exchanges. I keep, some on exchange. On centralized exchanges, in the DEXs, and maybe some in cold storage. I like to keep most of my funds in the DEXs because I want it to earn for me personally. But if you're going to keep some in cold storage, you got to make sure you keep that secure. When you're using a DEX too, make sure that you write down your seed phrase. Write it down in 10 different places and save it in a safe place, but don't put it anywhere that anybody will find it, guys. I do not want you to lose your crypto, but there's a great point, Blacksea. People will inevitably lose their crypto when they try to take their self-custody, which is the advantage of trusting, an exchange. So, be careful, guys. Be smart. But that's a great point, Blacksea. That's a great point. Now, you were talking a little bit earlier about how the volume was much bigger in the past on some of these NFTs, and that's the truth here. I mean, you guys think there was a lot of hype here with the Crypto.com NFT platform, with these lands, with these lions. Well, look at this. Back in February of 2022, there was a lot more volume going on. At least this is, by the way, this is all about Ethereum here. This is market research specific to Ethereum. Which is what you can kind of look at to get the idea of the popularity of crypto overall. You get the picture, you get the idea of how hot this topic is. But in February, people were trading NFTs like crazy. In middle of the year, the Other Deed for Other Side NFT collection was launched, and there was a lot of trading going on. And now it seems like there's almost no activity at all. I do think it's a good time to accumulate some of these NFTs, because eventually, inevitably, we will get back up to these spots. Question is, and I have it here in the title, Blacksea, do you think there are going to be multiple NFT millionaires in this next bull cycle?
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, guys, the best time to be buying any asset class is when nobody's talking about it. And if you have true conviction for it, it's a great time to be entering. Like I said early on, I'm prepared right now to spend a few thousand Solana on some of these NFTs, because honestly, there's definitely talk in the NFT spaces of a little quote-unquote mini bull run around the corner for the NFT spaces, for the NFT ecosystems, because, guys, when a coin drops, people want fair value for their NFT, so they raise the floor price. Yeah. And when they raise the floor price of that said NFT, people that from the outside see that, and all they see is the number going up. And what ends up happening, guys? FOMO. And you know what happens with FOMO? Bull markets, then bear markets.
Yep. Nope. Totally. That's a great point. I mean, we've been seeing that. You've been seeing that with the Solana ecosystems, especially right now, because of the craziness that's going on with that dropping price. And that's been very interesting. Another crazy thing is right now, a lot of people have been talking about how Web3 gaming and the metaverse are the future of crypto, and they're showing that here in the Crypto.com research analytics. As you can see, it seems like right now there is a big uptick in the amount of projects and the daily gamers that are happening in crypto. You know, back in early 2022, you would have this a little bit more popular, but now it's kind of making a little bit of a comeback, and very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. I do think this is going to get a lot bigger. I think could get into the double-digit millions here in the next bull run. Now, Blacksea, you made a great point earlier, a little bit about market downtrends and recessions and gaming. Can you draw those conclusions?
Yeah, of course. So I don't know how old a lot of you guys are, but when I was a younger gentleman, I was around in the 2008 financial crisis when we went into a recession. And something that was bred from the climate of the 2008 recession was a game called Modern Warfare Call of Duty. And it was a game, and it became insanely successful during the recession, guys. Because what's going on in the recession? People are tight for money. People, unfortunately, are sad. And what can parents do with their kids when they don't have money? Here's a video game. We're going to stay inside and have fun.
Yep.
You know, I know that might sound kind of grim, but in reality, I really think that that's kind of where we're going in the not so distant future. Because, guys, let's get down to brass tacks here. I mean, the economy's not looking that good, guys, and but just because the economy's not looking good doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities around every corner.
And on top of that, and that's a great point, Blacksea, and on top of that, you know, with your point to add to it, you look at where the technology was at the time and how emerging the games still were. That quality on that game was a huge step up, and those consoles were getting better and better. Those were back in the prime Halo days, right, on the Xbox. This is when things were getting real heated up in the gaming systems community with the actual consoles, right? This was a big time for that. And I would argue that we have yet to see that kind of wave come to this Web3 gaming and these blockchain gamers and the popularity come, and real big games coming in a big way. One thing they talk a little bit here in this article as well is in the blockchain gaming sector, they expect to see a few AAA games in the next year or two. We're talking about modern warfare style games, AAA games, high quality games in the blockchain gaming sector. This is what they anticipate. And guys, keep this in mind. If Crypto.com is anticipating this, do you think that they're going to sit on the sidelines and wait for this opportunity to pass by? Absolutely not. No way they will. They're going to jump on this bandwagon. And if they see AAA games coming, they're going to try to partner with those folks. Wonder who it's going to be.
I would like to really hope and say that hopefully it's some bigger gaming companies like Activision, they just recently bought Blizzard Entertainment, and basically they kind of own almost a small monopoly on the gaming space. I think we talked about a green light for crypto. Let's talk about green lights for Web3 gaming when a studio like Activision comes into play and says, hey guys, we're going to be part of this NFT space. Yep. That's the green light in my eyes. And I will also say, guys, I mean, people that have been in gaming have been in the metaverse this entire time. It just hasn't been conjoined with blockchain. And when that does happen, that's kind of when I think the next leap of technology and gaming will happen.
Yep, they got to make it straightforward, easy to use. I mean, it's the same thing with DeFi and dApps. We just need a user-friendly, easy to use, somebody who doesn't even realize they're using crypto. They need to get in there and be utilizing that game, utilizing that dApp as if it was just an app on your iPhone, right? And I think that that's what we will see a lot more of in the next bull cycle. Blacksea, I think that's a great point. So excited to see how that unfolds in this next bull market. It's going to be absolutely epic, and it could be bringing whole new prices that we've never seen to some of these assets. Could be absolutely huge. One last thing here I want to show from this. We're not going to get too much into this, but they actually might make it so that basically your identity is now not given to you by a government entity, but now instead it's given to you by these soul-bound tokens, talking about a digital ID, essentially. Talk about basically giving your resume, right? Where you've worked, your commitments, your credentials, your affiliations in a digital ID, personally for you. Instead of going, the government issues you a license and a passport, and then they pass it to the DMVs and then given to the community. You got to wait in line and all this stuff. No, it's given to you through a blockchain. Just what you've done, you own it. You have rights to it. It's you. It's your existence. It's your digital ID. And you get to integrate with everybody else in the community, with schools, with businesses, with new technologies. True ownership, decentralized society, peer-to-peer, guys. This could be huge. SBTs, soul-bound tokens. Look out for that term. Governments are starting to do this. That's different than a government, right? We're talking about you being your own government for yourself, owning your identity, owning your own rights.
I would like to say that there are definitely lots of promising things with this idea, and I think it could be massive if it's decentralized. If it's coming from a government, on the other hand, I am a little bit more concerned about the type of control they'll have with that. So we just have to wait and see how this all plays out. I would really like to see this in a decentralized fashion.
Yep. I would really like to see this. It's coming. It's coming. Guys, there's a lot of great things in here. Last thing I'll leave you out really quick is the folks that want to develop on the Ethereum blockchain. That's what this shows. It's going up. There's more coming. They will make it user-friendly. This will be big, guys. This will be absolutely huge. Binance is still working hard. Came out, did a great Q&A with the community, answering some Twitter questions that were directed at him. If you haven't checked this out, I highly recommend you guys check that out. And real quick, I wanted to share that Binance and BMW are going to be partnering up. BMW is going to offer loyalty programs through Binance Smart Chain. Blacksea, DeGods, Solana, BMW. Tell us a little bit about that one as well.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty interesting how this is starting to play out with these major companies coming out with these blockchain loyalty points. I mean, to be frank with it, I think the first person to do this was the CEO of DeGods himself. He came out with this point system of loyalty points, and there has been some leaks going on for DeGods where if you have 1 million points, you can get a 2022 BMW, which is pretty exciting. And I think it's pretty uncanny that a few days later, this comes out with Binance and BMW. You know, it just goes to show that BMW is starting to get involved in the crypto space, and I love to see it.
Yep, and we're going to see more companies doing it, guys. I want to share this with you guys because that was a great thing. Me and Blacksea were just talking about this DeGods thing, totally separate, earlier this morning. I saw this article today. I was like, unbelievable what's happening with Binance Chain 2. BMW's getting in there. They're getting into crypto. Why? They know it's the future, and it will be the future, guys. Last little funny thing I wanted to share with you guys. How many hours did you spend checking your portfolio this year? Let me know in the chat down below. How many minutes do you think, no, how many days do you think you spent, actual days you think spent checking your portfolio this year? Blacksea, what about you?
I never looked at it once. I mean, definitely in the bull market, it was a lot more fun to wake up, look at it before I go to sleep, look at it, go for a walk, look at it. But in the bear market, it's a little bit of a different story.
I would say that I spent about a couple days worth, maybe 2 days worth of time looking at the charts this year, which is still quite a bit. But in a bull market, I probably spent 3 weeks worth of my eye time on the charts. That's how that goes. When a bull market happening, when everything's pumping, you get excited. I know a lot of you guys out there that were following the Crypto.com land sale. I bet you were looking at that portfolio every second while that mint was going on. Well, just recently when the prices came out, I know a lot of people were just going crazy looking at those prices there. That's how it goes, guys. But do yourself a favor. DCA, hodl for the long term. Hold on to your bags, guys. Don't burn your eyes out looking at the charts. Just invest for the long term, right? Now, if you're leverage trading, and by the way, if you do want to open up a leverage trade, in the link in the description down below, we do have some referral links up to $8,000 sign-up bonus when you sign up for BitGet, $600 sign-up bonus for Binance down below. Be careful while you're trading, but when you are trading, guys, those are some great tools to use. But don't burn your eyes out if you're just a holder looking at these charts. Don't drive yourself crazy. But this was a fun little interaction that the Crypto.com team did. Guys, all things considered, right now, 28 is where we're at in the fear and greed index. There's still a lot of fear in the market. And when you look at the price of CRO, guys, 5.5 cents still, looking pretty strong. CRO fam, we're feeling good. We're feeling good here. Are you? Are you guys? Blacksea, what do you think, man? Any questions in the chat, folks?
I want to say that, guys, if you stuck around this far in the video, please give us a like, subscribe. We are giving away a loaded lion over on Twitter, guys. I can't wait to give it away when we reach 25,000 subscribers. Please also consider becoming a member because you get 10 extra entries when you are a member towards the loaded lion, guys. I really want to give it away. We're going to have lots more giveaways, so stay tuned, guys. I really appreciate you.
You can check out the giveaway, guys. Do not miss out on it. I'm going to look real quick if we do have any chats in the link in this comment box down below. And guys, if you do want to become a member to the Crypto Report, by the way, all you got to do is go to the channel and you click right here to join. We put a little link for you guys in the description down below as well. So check that out. That's how you get access to these awesome emojis that Slay Maven, Kid Pro Crow, and Let's Go Crow have. As well as Texas Crypto in the chat. That's how they got those sweet emojis.
Can't believe I forgot to say it. Guys, we're coming out with private Discord for our members and our Patreons as well. Super excited about that. Going to have trading signals, NFT alpha on there, and we'll be able to have some one-on-one with Crypto Kip and I.
Very exciting. Very, very excited about it, folks. Let's see here what we got going on in the chat. Looking at what else we got here. So... checking every day, UCME, I check every day. No point selling the bag now, kind of down. Yeah. Imagining 2030. Yeah, in 2030, if a crypto market cap's 10 trillion, I think it's going to be more than 10 trillion personally in the year 2030. What about you, Blacksea? I mean, let's think about it this way, 2030. I mean, that's 8 years away, 7 years away.
Cycles.
We hit 3 trillion something in the last bull market, right? The overall market cap.
Yeah, I think that 10 trillion is definitely doable. We'll have to see where the regulations at. 2030, guys. Think about how much happens in a year, and I will say, this is kind of like a non sequitur, but guys, like OpenAI is becoming a thing now. Who knows what that will be like integrated with the blockchain? It might be absolutely massive, guys.
Could be. Well, I'm not seeing too many questions in the chat, guys. I appreciate all you tuning in here to this episode of the Crypto Report. Blacksea, thanks for joining. Quick little parting words for the community here.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow morning.
That's right, guys. As always, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, you got to remember to DCA HODL, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.